Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm covering 90 Day Fiance Season 6 Episode 7. I set up my camera a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit weird, but I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow. So this episode, I have to say, is getting better. It's getting better. I think the next episode is really what will get it to, I guess, my standard for the 90 Day Fiancé series and what I'm used to of like there's lots of drama and stuff, but even though it would take technically 8 episodes for the build-up, I'm ready, and I'm excited to see what happens in the next episode. But with that being said, let me cover what happened in this episode. So let's start off with Ashley and Jay. So Ashley and Jay, we can tell that like throughout the season there's like nothing really wrong with their relationship. They don't have major issues. They have little issues here and there and stuff, and I think that it's hard to kind of pull drama from them. So what is happening now is that I guess they have some kind of online registry where I'm not too sure if it's Ashley's family or if it's just like the general public, because it's technically on a website, so it's free domain. They're writing very hateful, racist comments towards Ashley and Jay's marriage. I definitely think these are people in her neighborhood because, oh, well, they can technically be anybody from around the world, but like, I don't know, it felt like these people like specifically knew them. And I guess because they're getting married in their town, they feel like they can say something. And because everybody was anonymous, you can't pinpoint like who said this, who said that, type of thing. But I wonder if one of the comments was from Natalie, because she got mad because she's not coming to the wedding. Jay seems to really be pulling his weight when it comes to like the domestic duties and like helping Ashley with the wedding, because we know that like Jay can't work, so he can't like financially take care of Ashley, but at least he's contributing in other ways, and I commend him for that. And I think looking at this episode, I could really tell that like they love each other and they're in it for the long run. Jay could be a womanizer, sweet talker, charming, but I have to say, like, maybe because I'm Jamaican, I feel like that's a lot of Jamaican men's personalities. Smooth talker, very charismatic, and but like he really loves her. So that's kind of all with their relationship. You see in the next episode, the preview, that they cancel their wedding, which I'm not bummed out in. I'm not bummed out and everything, but I do think like there's no need for like an excessive huge wedding, especially if it's been taking her so long to finally tie the knot. Like all the work you constantly keep trying to put into a wedding, like don't do all that stuff. Do it very small scaled, quick and stuff, because you guys already love each other, so you guys don't need to spend all that money and stuff to show everybody else that you love each other. Okay, so the next couple we're gonna do is Colty and Larissa. So I'm surprised that Colt was willing to look at apartments, but sometimes I think Colt does things just to shut Larissa up for a bit, and then he's kind of like, look, why are you still arguing with me? Why are you still talking to me? Like, I kind of showed you what you wanted to see, so shouldn't that be done? Shouldn't that problem be solved and stuff? But it's not. I don't know why he took her to go apartment shopping if he's not planning on, let's say breaking up with his mom. But essentially it's kind of like that. But he's not planning on letting her know that like we're gonna live separate lives. And it's weird to say because it's not like I would want him to tell her like, Mom, get out of here, or like we're gone. But like she needs her own life. Like I understand her husband died and stuff, but like you also want to move on. Like don't like, doesn't she want to grow old with, like, a man? She's not that old that she can't find a new love. Like, people, I hear people all the time on, like, Match and eHarmony in their 60s finding love again. Like, she still has life to live, and for her to just be catering to her son is not, like, the life I guess I would want to live. So, um, the apartment they saw, that loft they saw, was beautiful. And when she said first like 3250, I was like, excuse me? But I believe she said 3250 with the furniture. But it's like 1650 without furniture. And I'm like, where I live, for 1650, you'd get like half of that space and it'd be totally crammed. And it wouldn't be worth it. And you'd be like spending so much money. I know Colt, I guess, is paying, he's technically paying less for the house, which I'd say keep the house, but like, his mom needs to be doing something with her life. She can't just be staying at home all day. I understand that they have one car. Well, they need another car then. She needs to be doing something. She's willing to go to old folks home, and like, I don't believe you should have your parents staying at old folks home, but like, at least like senior living, where she's living with a bunch of people her age that have a lot of activities that she can do things. Because right now, just living with her son and her son's fiance is not doing it. And I believe Larissa when she says that like Colt's mom can be manipulative and just kind of appear like a cat and stuff, and just kind of quiet in the background and then there to start drama when needed. So I totally understand Larissa's point of view, but I felt like when they were talking to Debbie, and Debbie's like, oh, you know, like, I'll go live in like an old folks home, it's okay. She does this thing that like my mom does. I don't know if like you guys moms do, where my mom would be like, oh, you know, it's okay, like, just forget I asked you and stuff. But you know, like, it's gonna bug you because she doesn't mean what she's saying right now. She's just saying it just to say it. And then you end up going, fine, Mom, fine, okay, I'll just do it. And then she's like, okay, great. I felt like Colt's mom was kind of like, oh, no, it's okay, like, yeah, that's fine, you guys. When in reality, she was like, no, that's not fine. So the next episode with them seems really explosive because Colt's cousin comes in now, acting all big and bad, trying to basically tell Larissa off and stuff, which, okay, fine, but either way, like, your cousin's gonna marry her, so, like, you can yell at Larissa all you want, but that's not gonna help the situation. And she's a feisty girl, so she's not gonna sit there in the corner and take it. She's gonna fight back, so I'm excited to see what happens between them in the next episode. So next is Jonathan and Fernanda. Really not much in their segment. There's, like I explained with Ashley and Jay, they don't have real problems. They have normal couple problems, but nothing that, like, time, communication, things like that can solve them. This is not like a devastation where I feel like they're not meant for each other, they shouldn't be together. So, Fernanda asked Jonathan's mom, and I always forget her name, Jonathan's mom and sister's name. I didn't really care for them anyways, to go dress shopping with her. His mom was still like on the fence, I'll think about it. His mom is not thinking about like Fernanda, and if Fernanda had her way, don't worry, she would have been asking her mom and her family and friends to come with her, and they would be happy to. She's asking you because she has nobody. You're gonna be like her second mom, so like, can you please get with the program? And I can understand if Fernanda's family was against them being together. But if Fernanda's family is totally fine with Fernanda being with an older man, why is his mom making such a big deal? She's young, but so what? She wants to do this. Let her do this type of thing. Like Fernanda said last episode, like, her mom wants Fernanda to be 25, but she cannot be that way. She can't change her age. And like, if once her mom like sees the playback of these episodes, she'll realize that her son is so immature. Her son is 20 years old and Fernanda's 32. So like she needs to stop with that. She was being so extra. Um so she eventually comes in and stuff in such dramatic fashion, and she tries on dresses. I understand like everyone's wedding day is their own wedding day. It's their own thing. They have all, like different senses of style and stuff. But I'm sorry, Fernanda, I wasn't feeling that dress. That dress was way too conservative for your, well, this is just me speaking. This is not Fernanda speaking, and I don't know her to say what her style is, but I don't know, she comes off a little bit more playful, more vibrant. And what she had was very conservative. And I can understand she didn't like maybe the second dress where there was a lot of va-va-voom in the boob area and a lot of the back showing. But I like the first dress, as in like it's covered here, but when you turn the back, that's when it's like nicely exposed. So I wasn't feeling the dress she's picking, but she said yes to the dress, and that's it. And I was surprised. The dress was only $1,900, which was very cheap. I thought like she was gonna do some ridiculous thing that like was it Anafisa did like $20,000. So I was just like, oh, it's not too bad. Okay, so next we're gonna do Kalani and Asuelu. So Kalani and Asuelu, I don't think that they should get married. I think that they can still be together, so they still need to date and stuff like this, but I don't think they should get married because I feel like they're standing on like two different ground. Like Kalani is here and Asuelu is here, and they're trying to meet, and they're like going in parallel direction. You have Kalani who can't leave her son with the father of her child, which is a weird thing. Even if he's immature or he's not as mature as you, like that's still his son type of thing. You should be able to feel comfortable with your son, leaving your son with your baby daddy or like the father of your child. And she's not. And Asuelu feels it. And I felt if I like he's like my weakness in the show because there's some stuff that I think Kalani has valid reasons for like why she's like being and acting the way she is. But when he was talking about like, oh, Samoan women, when you marry Samoan women, the Samoan families like I guess like each other. When you were like a white or I guess American person, the family doesn't like each other. And I felt bad for him because he just feels like I'm all alone and your family doesn't like me that's physically here with me, and then you don't even like my family that's away. But Kalani's reasoning for like the disrespectful thing that his brother said, I think is justified with the way she feels about it. Should just be about him and not necessarily the family, because if the family didn't treat her like that, then I can understand you not liking that one member of the family, but there's no reason why you can't like everybody else. I feel like Kolini is setting up the relationship to fail, like baiting Asuelu to say certain things, put him in situations where it's very easy for miscommunication to happen because he's thinking of something, but the way it's coming out is wrong. And TLC, the way they did their editing, like shame on you, because that's not what Asuelu meant. With the whole like, oh, I want to marry like a white girl because she's from America, she has money. Like that's not what he meant. And like he really, I guess, loves Kalani, but Asuelu is in it and ready to marry her, but Kalani is not. And she's even feeling weird trying on a wedding dress, and she's supposed to be married. This is called 90 Day Fiance, and she's very iffy about that. So I think that they should get married. I think Asuelu should go back, because I feel like if they get married, Kalani is forcing herself to get married to him. Or I guess they can get married legally, but then like date, like boyfriend and girlfriend type of thing, because I feel like they haven't really gotten to know each other, because I feel like Kalani's like surprised that he's immature and he acts like a 5-year-old. And I'm like, weren't you the one that's laying down with him? You didn't, so you tell me you didn't know this? The whole time you were in Samoa, he was all like macho, mature. Um, that's all I have to say with them. Okay, so next I have Eric and Lita. They bring joy to my life because they're full of drama, but Lita is foolish. Or is it Lita? It's Lita, right? I think so. Foolish. So I don't know if these couples discuss things beforehand, including finances, because if we're getting married, if we're at the point we're getting married, I need to talk about how much money we're bringing in as a family. And if I'm not working, I need to know how much money you're bringing in to see how I can, see how, like, I guess my lifestyle would be like. So, like, Eric and Lita didn't have this conversation, and then I don't know how much money he saved up for her to come, but shouldn't Lita brought like her own money or something? Like, did she really come with her two dry hands and try to ask for some kind of handout? What is wrong with this girl? Eric pays for the venue. She goes to the venue, and I'm surprised she's pretty okay with it and stuff. There's only going to be 25 people there, and none of her family. She says at first, oh, none of my family can make it. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you can't say it's about, like, the money or they can't afford it. I'm like, because your whole family was down here. And, like, if my family said I only can come to America once, I'm like, come to America when I'm getting married. Don't come to America just to see how I'm living. So, especially if I'm going to live how I'm living, regardless of what you say. So, she brings them down. The real reason why, and you hear her say, is like, they don't approve of this, so they're not coming. Which I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. I don't know how Lita is so comfortable with Eric's daughter taking care of Alessandro when I don't think we've met her before. It's not Tasha, it's his other daughter. And I don't know if I just feel comfortable you just like leaving my child places. But like I highly doubt like Lita was actually like really taking care of her kid. Like I don't see her as a hands-on mother at all, and that's like sad to say. But so she sees the venue, she's like, okay, we can work with this. But you know what will really make it like vibrant and nice? Flowers. So then Eric's like, okay, let's go to the florist. So in his budget, it's like $400 for flowers, and I've never been married, so I don't know how much flowers cost. I don't know if that's a lot or a little. But the florist, who was low-key getting very shady, was saying like, okay, I'm only gonna do like 1, 2, 3, because that's all you can afford. And then Lita has in her head about her first marriage. She had this 2,000 guests wedding and stuff, which, where are those 2,000 people now, Lita? Like, I don't understand why people need to invite so much people, and then you guys are not together, what, 2 years later or something? Like, it's a waste of time and money. I don't want you to show the florist an arrangement from your old wedding. Like, that's your old wedding. Like, this wedding should be something totally different. And so then she goes like, oh, like that floral arrangement would cost like your whole budget and stuff like this. And she's like, well, I can't do that because you can't afford it. Anyways, they convince Eric to double the budget. He's gonna find the money somewhere. Which, like, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, if you have no money, you have no money. Where are you gonna find this money for him? And now they can do a little bit more floral arrangements. And then now they go shopping for furniture. Eric brings her to some furniture store which he has no idea, knows nothing about, and hasn't looked at any of the prices because he realizes he can't afford anything there. So I would be like, why are you bringing me here? And the stuff, like, don't get me wrong, the stuff looked nice, but like, unless I'm like window shopping, if I'm planning on buying furniture, I would do my research first to make sure I'd be able to afford the furniture. Or at least if I find something I like, save up the money for it. So I don't go to the store and just be like, what? It's $2,000. Like, I only have 300. And I understand they do need new furniture, but Lita, Eric doesn't have money to have a wedding, take care of you, furnish a whole house, like, and pay for like another house for you guys to live in. He doesn't have that kind of money. And like, I understand when she said like we need a new bedroom set. That's true, but like, even maybe even start with like an IKEA if like money's a big issue. Like, don't go to these expensive stores where you can't afford anything. And then like not Eric, Lita is getting so mad, so frustrated, she can't get what she wants and stuff. And then she starts throwing in child support, like, well, if you didn't have to pay child support, this wouldn't be a problem, you'd have more money, how can you take care of me and Alessandro? And like, she is being so selfish there. Like, child support is for you to support your child. I might not be there physically 100%, but I'll be there financially to make sure you're set. And for Lita to not, I don't care if this is not a practice that happens in her culture, in her country, but just use common sense and think of the concept of child support. How can you be against this? Like, I feel like she's jealous. She's not getting no child support and she has to take care of her son on her own. And like, Lita doesn't understand the concept of like a blended family. Like, we're all family now. This is not like, Eric doesn't marry you and Alessandro and cut off everybody else. And unfortunately, that's what happened. That's what happened like present day. He doesn't have a relationship with his daughter. He had one before Lita, and now Lita came and he has none. And like, Eric is going to regret that because unless, I don't know, unless you can like guarantee you're going to be with Lita for the rest of your life and like this is your soulmate, this is everybody, this is everyone to you, you're going to wake up and then you're going to realize like you're going to have no one there for you when you grow old. So Eric really needs to give up the program. I did like he was standing up for his kids a bit, so I was just like, okay, at least he knows that like what she's talking is like pure foolishness. But Lita is gonna like make me like end up trying to like cuss her off, so I'm done with them. I don't really need my phone. So last but not least, it's Olga and Steven. Steven is someone else that makes me want to cuss him off. Steven is, I don't know if I have to say this every video, he's not understanding that Olga just had a child and like Steven, stop. So, they make this whole plan to go to some kind of park and bring the baby, and I don't know how old the baby is, but the baby needs to be home. Like, the baby is too young to be going outside and doing different things, especially if it's not just to a doctor's appointment, like just to bring to the park, and there's so much germs and stuff like that. The baby's like, I'd say at least wait till your baby's like a month old, at least, bare minimum. And he gets the stroller, everything together, and then the car seat. I don't know, I didn't really pay attention to the car seat, but she said the car seat is not for newborns and stuff. It didn't look like a child seat or a booster chair, so I would say like usually a car seat is for a newborn, but I don't know if they have different sizing of car seats in Russia for newborns and for older children. And the way that I saw the seatbelt and stuff, it didn't look right. But he got frustrated and stuff like this, and then Olga said, you know what, let me go back home. Let me just, like, go back to my bed. And, like, Steven's getting all frustrated. Well, you said we're gonna do this and stuff, and she's just like, Steven, can you stop? Please, can you calm down? Like, jeez. So then she's lying down, she's feeding the baby, or she's doing something, and then, sorry, that's my dog. Steven goes up to her and is like, oh, like, can I talk to you? Like, why aren't you focusing on us and stuff? He has the nerve, oh my God, he has the nerve to say, why do you put the baby before me? Like, you should be putting me before the baby, and I should be you before the baby. Like, he's talking pure foolishness, and he's sounding really dumb. Like, I can't really excuse his behavior as, like, young and dumb, because at this time, it's not even dumb. It's, like, not even common sense is kicking in. Like, what do you think was going to happen when she had the baby? Like, she's going to be like, oh, great, the baby's going to be over there. It's just going to be me and you type of thing. She's recovering from a major surgery. She's taking care of a baby, which is a big learning curve. She has this motherly bond with this child. She could be going through, like, postpartum depression. Like, there's a lot of things that could be happening with her. And all I hear parents even go is like, why don't you do this? Me. Why don't you appreciate me? Why don't you appreciate you doing what you're supposed to be doing? It's like me, it would be like me sweeping the floor in my house, and then me telling like my husband, like, well, why don't you appreciate me? I'm sweeping the floor. Like, if you see the floor dirty, you're supposed to sweep it. Like, I shouldn't have to, like, pat you on the shoulder and tell you, like, hey, like, you see what I'm doing? You should say that. It's a good job. And, like, say please and thank you about it. He's over the top and like, very dramatic. And I think that, like, he's making Olga cry. Like, this should be a very joyous time. Like, she should be exhausted. She should be tired. All of that stuff too, but she should also be happy. Like, she birthed this child. Like, this child was in her womb for 9 months. Like, give her a break. Like, all he should be doing is really waiting on her hands and foot. No, did I not say that's? I don't think I said that saying properly. But anyways, what I mean is, he should be at her beck and call. So I don't know what's wrong with Steven, and I can't stand him. So that concludes the episode of 90 Day Fiance Season 6, Episode 7. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front love, maybe I could buy a zip, maybe I get fucked up. Next time I could save some. Why it's gotta be like this? Why it's gotta be that way? Put it inside. Feel so rise up, banging on that loud.